Hi, it's Chester Tuckwell at Blue Pecan Computer Training, and in this video we're going to look at how to extract numeric and or text characters from a text string. And I'm going to look at three different ways of doing this: with Power Query, with a VBA function, and with a formula. Let's start off with the Power Query solution. Now, Power Query is installed by default in Excel 365. If you don't have Power Query, I shall leave a link in the description of this video. The link will take you to a page on the Microsoft website, and from there you can download the add-in. So assuming you have Power Query installed and activated, what you do is you click somewhere in your data. And I'm going to the Data tab on my ribbon, and I'm basing my query on a table or range. I click on this button here. Then I just need to confirm down here, my table already has a header, and that is the range of cells that I want to include in my query. So I click on OK. So this opens the Power Query editor. So what I do is I go to Add Column, Column from Example, and then over here I've got to type in an example of what I want to extract. So I'm just typing out the numeric characters that I'm finding in that first string. So that's 174789. Press enter, doesn't do anything. So I'll type in the next one, 6756. Press enter, and you can see what it's done. It now recognizes the pattern and extracts the numeric characters from the other text strings. I'll click on OK. So what I could do now is create another column that extracts the text characters. I'm going to go back up to this button, Column from Example, and I'll do the same thing really. HGF D, that's all the text characters in the first string. Come down to the next one, lowercase h, F, D, press enter, and there we are. It's extracted the text characters from the text string. So click on OK. Now what I can do is rename these headings. So I'll call this numeric characters, and this one text characters. And I could get rid of this actually, don't need that column. Now I need to load this to the spreadsheet. So Home tab, go to this Close and Load menu, Close and Load to. I want to put it on the same sheet, and I want it to be placed there in D1. And there we are. Now if I do update some of these values, so I add another 2 numeric characters there, I need to refresh this query. What I could do is right click into one of the cells here and go to refresh, and it will pick up the new characters. So it's not quite as good as a formula, because a formula would automatically update. Okay, so that's the first solution using Power Query. Let's go on and look at the VBA function solution. So I'll go to the next sheet, same values here that I need to extract numeric or text characters from. Now to create a VBA function, you will need to open the Visual Basic Editor, and the quickest way of doing that is with the shortcut key Alt F11. Now this code is in the description of the video, and all you need to do is copy and paste it into a new module. To create a new module, go up to Insert Module. That'll create a module for you here. Copy and paste the code into that module, and you're ready to go. But what I will do is explain how these functions work. You've got two functions, one for extracting numbers and the other for extracting text. So let's start with the one that extracts numbers. Essentially what it does is it loops through each character within the text string, and if it is numeric, it adds it to the variable called numeric characters. So each time it finds a numeric character, it is added to this variable. Then once it's looped through all the characters, ExtractNumbers, which is what the function is called, equals numeric characters. ExtractText does something very similar. It's looping through each character within the text string, but this time it asks whether the characters are not numeric, and if they are, they're added to the variable text characters. And once it's looped through all the characters in the text string, then ExtractText, which is the name of our function, equals text characters. So I'll close down the Visual Basic Editor and show you how to use these functions. So you can use them pretty much like normal functions. If I start typing the name of the function, it'll appear in the IntelliSense list, extract numbers. And all I need to do is point at the cell that I want to extract numbers from, and press enter. And then I can copy this down and it will extract the numeric characters from each text string. ExtractText will work in the same way. And I can copy that down and it will pick out all the text characters in each text string. Okay, let's move on to our third and final solution, which is using a formula. Now this formula is going to use a function called TEXTJOIN, and you may find that your version of Excel does not have TEXTJOIN, in which case I'm afraid this solution doesn't work. Just check in your version of Excel that TEXTJOIN is available to you. Okay, but before we use TEXTJOIN, there are a number of other functions that we have to use in this formula. Now, one that I want to explore straight away is mid. And mid returns specified characters within a text string. So you specify your text string, then you specify your start number. So say I wanted to return that H, that's in position 5. So I'd start position 5, and then you can say how many characters you want to return. But if I just want the H, I just want one character, and press enter. Now what I actually want mid to do is to return all of the characters in this text string so that I can evaluate whether they are numeric characters. So how am I going to do that? The first thing I need to calculate is how many characters are in the text string, and I can use the len function to do that. Equals len, click over here, press enter. So there are 10 characters. Then what I'm going to do is concatenate that answer with 1 colon. We'll see why in a moment. So that ampersand symbol joins the 1 colon to the result of the len function, and I get 1 colon 10. Now if I was to write equals 1 colon 10 in a cell, you can see what it's doing is it's selecting rows 1 to 10. Why is that useful? Well, if I said equals row, so row returns the numeric position of the reference that you give it. For example, if I wrote A1 in there, A1 is in row 1, so it returns 1. Well, I'm saying, what's the numeric position of rows 1 to 10? And it gives me 1 through to 10. So that gives me all the positions that I need within my mid function. By the way, if your formula doesn't spill its results like it is doing for me there, what you can do is select your formula and press F9 and you'll see the same results. But always press escape after you've done that. Otherwise it hard codes those numbers into your formula. Now, if I was to go up here and say row, open bracket, close bracket at the end, it really doesn't cope with this because this is essentially a text string. But if I use indirect to convert that text string to a range reference, then it does work. Now it's saying spill because I've got results down here, but you can see I'm getting my 1 through to 10. Again, if it doesn't do that for you, select the formula, press F9, and you'll see the results. Always press escape after. So now I have all the numbers that I need for my mid function. So I'm going to copy this formula into my mid function. Press enter. So now it's returning every single character within that text string. I'm spilling my results because I'm in Excel 365. If it doesn't do that for you, select your formula, press F9, you'll see the same thing. Press escape afterwards. I only want the numeric characters. Now I'm going to perform a mathematical operation on the results of the mid function by putting 2 minus signs in front of the mid function. And you can see now that where it comes across a text value, it returns an error. Now that error is really useful because then I can use if error to convert the errors to empty text strings. So if error, you have your value, then you have your value of error, so comma, empty text string. Now I get blank results rather than errors. I use F9, you see I get the same result. And now I want to join all of these results together in one cell, and this is where I have to use TEXTJOIN. TEXTJOIN asks you to specify a delimiter. So normally what you're doing is you're joining together values in different cells and you want to separate them with, say, a comma. Well, we don't want a delimiter, so empty text string. The next argument asks you what you want to do with empty cells. Well, we want to ignore them, so I say true, comma, and then text1. Well, text1 is all the results that are if error and mid and row and indirect function are giving us. So I close the bracket at the end, press enter, and now I get my numeric values. Copy it down, and I'll do it for all the other text strings. Okay, let's do the text version of this formula, extracting text characters. I can start with this formula. But the first difference is that I'm not going to use if error. Instead, I'm going to use is error. And is error has one argument, value. So I don't need the extra argument that if error used. Now, if I select the is error portion of this formula and F9, you can see what it does. It returns true or false. False if there's no error and true if there is an error. If I look at the true results, they correspond with the position of the text characters within my data. I'll undo the F9. So wherever I get a true, I want to return the character. I can do that with if. So I can say if there is a true here, return the corresponding text character within my data. Now to return each character within my data, I need to use this mid function again. So I select the mid part of this formula and copy it. And I'm going to paste it into the value if true part of the if function. It's now in the value of true position. And then the value of false would be an empty text string. And then I just need to close the bracket for TEXTJOIN. If I press enter, copy this down, you'll see that I get the text characters within these text strings. Okay, that's all I wanted to cover in this particular video. Hopefully you found it useful. If you have, please subscribe and I'll see you next video.